Welcome to another episode of A Word with Joy. My name is Joy Bennett, your producer and host. We are just thrilled to have a very impressive fella that I've been trying to get his schedule nailed down for weeks now, going back and forth. He is a film producer, a philanthropist, a business owner, board member. He owns a ranch out in Arizona. I mean, this guy does all, he's been on a champion for his community, being on the government boards. He's also, this is what I got to talk about, ran with the Bulls in Pamplona in 1994. That's my first question. Anyway, here he is, Jeff Reynolds. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here. This is very exciting. I appreciate you. I appreciate your audience.
Great. Well, we are just thrilled to get you here. We had met at AFC, American Film Convention, which is where I just covered. If you look at my website and things on here, it's a huge film convention in Los Angeles. This year was their first year, and I ran into Jeff there. I just said, oh my God, this guy is, he was one of the founders and a board member, and he is instrumental in that film convention. It was a huge, huge success. I had so much fun. I learned so much. I met so many people, and it was 3 days of just fabulous connecting with filmmakers, writers, actors, directors, sound people, all kinds of technical people, and it was just wonderful. So I highly recommend, if you're any interest at all in filmmaking or acting, whatever, check out American Film Convention. It will come up again next October. They're going to have it every October in Los Angeles. Highly, highly recommended. So, Jeff, I got to ask the first question. What was it like running with the Bulls in Pamplona?
Wow. You're bringing me back. That was 1994. I had studied abroad in Spain through Arizona State University. And it was a Saturday. The running of the Bulls is from a Wednesday to a Wednesday every year. And we got into Madrid on a Saturday, and we didn't have to go to class till Monday. So we knew that the running of the Bulls was going, and we scraped all our pennies together. It was $63 for the train that we took, 3-hour ride. And we went there for Saturday night festivities and Sunday morning running with the Bulls. And then scurried back, however we did, back to Madrid at that time. By far, one of the most intense and amazing experiences I'd ever been through.
Were you injured at all, or was it a close call with the bull? Or
it was. Everyone is. What's a good word? Everyone's been having a lot of fun all night, and it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of. Including myself, there's a lot of craziness there. So your best bet, if you do ever do this, is get in there, experience it. And when you see them 20 to 40 feet from you, jump out.
Yeah, that sounds wise. I think that's great. I love Spain. Been there in 2022, and just a beautiful, beautiful country. I just loved it there. You've had a wonderfully interesting life. Where did you start out in your very beginnings? Were you born in Arizona, or where? Tell me about that.
I am a native of Arizona. I grew up in Tempe, Arizona, and I moved to Chandler, Arizona. My big geographical move was about 5 miles in my life. What had happened was, though, is I really connected with the city of Chandler. City of Chandler, where I live, is I think ranked number 2 in the country on the best places to work, live, and play.
Wow.
We have a big technology corridor there that's come in on our price corridor. We have a ton of technology companies here now. Tremendous place to earn a living, tremendous place to play. I served 6 years on the Parks and Rec board. There's so many amenities in our city, and the forward-thinking government and council members of Chandler have really, really set us in a great direction for years to come. I love living here. I'm on several boards. I'm on Housing and Human Services now, which concentrates on some of our nonprofits, as well as lower income housing, senior housing, veteran housing, things that we desperately need. And I really enjoy contributing to my city, and as well as trying to bring some joy through the entertainment industry.
Mm.
We do have a monthly comedy show down in Chandler now,
Yeah,
that I want to do events where you're leaving laughing and feeling great.
that sounds good.
And support the young comics. My whole why is supporting emerging filmmakers, comics, and
Mm.
musicians. The
That's
emerging, the
fabulous. You're
ones
kind of like
that
me.
need
I
the
like to
kickstart.
find that person that's just starting to break through, and they're very desperate to be on a podcast, even if some obscure, Santa Monica writer. That, oh yeah, I'll do that. But it's so exciting to see that because they're so happy to get involved. There's no head trips. It's just pure the love of it, and it's just
It's
infectious.
pure.
I love it.
Yes, it's pure. And I'll tell you, why I love being in all of this independent film industry is that normally in our regular environments, there it comes, with a lot of negativity.
Mm,
And when you're surrounded yourself with all these filmmakers and actors and writers and directors of photography and all of this, if we're at a film festival, Joy, and you and I are both up for an award and you
mm,
win,
mhm.
I will be the biggest one cheering you on, screaming. And it's
Good.
all like that. Everyone
Good.
supports each other.
Yeah.
And so things like the American Film Convention or, say, the Chandler International Film Festival, all these groups, any film festival, is a conglomeration of some really supportive people. And to be in that environment
Mhm.
for an extended amount of time, it's the biggest joy that I have.
That's super. That's super. Yeah, they had just such a nice energy at AFC. Like I said, I just learned so much. And I mean, I was sitting there in a distribution. I mean, who would think I'd be so fascinated by film distribution in independent films? It tickles me. I don't know why. It's something about the independent spirit of those filmmakers. They can start with an iPhone and a $2,000 budget and make a masterpiece. I mean, there are people
Absolutely.
that have done that. The some of the horror things that have come up, very low budget, and they just get that right combination of thrill and excitement and maybe a little humor, and they break through. It's neat. Um, Now you are a producer and filmmaker, and you're also an actor. I saw that on there. You've acted,
I've
aren't we all?
kind
Aren't
of
we
done it
all?
all at this point.
What was your best acting job? What? Tell us about your most largest or most exciting acting role. I don't know if you have. Was it a minor
I,
or?
easy answer. Easy answer. I actually was a child actor. I did
Oh,
commercials and everything, and
oh,
I actually have my head shot from when I was a little boy, and I
oh,
had been out of it for years, until I got the opportunity to be involved in a movie called #Blessed,
oh
the
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
It's a Christmas movie,
Uh-huh,
and it was very pleasantly pitched. And I had one question: if I invest in this,
uh-huh.
can I get my mom in it? It was her bucket
Oh,
list to be in a
that is
movie, and they
cool.
said not only can you get your mom in it, but
You
you can
can
have a background scene with her.
you can be
So
in it.
then
That's
the check was
super.
written,
Yeah,
and then
that's
it was
super.
off to the races.
That's great.
I got to see on a different level everyone behind the camera, everything going on. And I
Uh-huh.
would stand there 12 to 14 hours a day during shooting in the corner, just watching,
I know.
and fell
It's
in love with it.
fascinating. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
Jeff Reynolds Productions. They do a lot of film. You also do, as I recall, commercials. If you have some company that wants, is that, or maybe I'm mixing up. Do you do also uh, for industrial film, or is it just filmmaking?
no, just the
Just
independent
film.
filmmaking.
Okay, independent film.
I've
Never mind. And
five
then he's
that
at CertaPro. Are you a owner of that?
I actually am the vice president of commercial services, commercial
VP of Commercial
painting,
Service. Okay,
but philanthropic programs. Yeah, we work
good.
we work with nonprofits
Uh-huh.
all over the state,
Uh-huh.
and we do our best to get them painted up, looking nice, so that they can raise some more donations by
Hmm.
a better aesthetic look,
Uh-huh.
retain better employees and all that. It's been wonderful.
That's great. I see a real love of your town and your state. My mom was from Arizona. She went to the University of Arizona when now she passed away now, but when it was quite rare for a woman to go and graduate
Yeah.
U of A. And Arizona State University has quite a good reputation for journalism. I came this close to enrolling in a master's in journalism, and I'm like, why? You're doing it. Just do it, you know? You can get that piece of paper on the wall, and there's nothing wrong with that. I've got my undergraduate, but I thought, just go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. Maybe you learn as you go too. But I'm totally in favor of education, no doubt. Then let's see, you work on the City of Chandler Parks and Rec Board. I mean, he has a philosophy that a rising tide lifts all boats, which I think is great. And then you have, well, among your many things, the owner of Shady Chalet Cabin in Pine Top, which serves as a sanctuary for families, artists, and filmmakers.
Yes.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, we have a cabin up 3 hours from Phoenix, the metro area in Pine Top, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 4 movies shot there and a music video to this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, we got a filmmaking ranch, a 40-acre ranch.
That's awesome.
Huge ranch house, scary barns, scary storage pods, great for anywhere from Christmas to horror to especially Western. So we've had a couple movies filmed out there, and it also serves as a retreat center. We've had a couple women's retreats up there. Our first men's retreat will be coming up. That's more of a camping type deal, but it's spreading goodwill through the energy of the land, if that makes sense.
That sounds really cool. Sounds really cool. And on top of all this, he gets very involved with these, not just the American Film Convention, but other film festivals. You were involved with the ShowLowFilmFestival.com, which just finished. There's a number of other film festivals you're involved with. Are you involved with the state of Arizona getting filmmakers to come, especially when they probably have tax advantages, or do they give any kind of incentive package to the filmmakers?
It's been great. So last year, January 1st, we got the tax incentives back for Arizona. They've been missing since 2006. So Arizona is experiencing quite a bit, whether it's some studios being built or maybe more actors and all that living in this environment over here, especially with the world of self-tapes and technology. But it's there's a ton of talent here in Arizona. You see it all around, and more coming. So we're really excited. The district filming office is phenomenal here in town. And so they have actually attended a couple of their seminars on film. One was in Chandler, one filming in Arizona. And my locations are on their website for locations as well for filming. So
that's super. And you personally live on a ranch, as I recall, too, or?
No, I actually live in Chandler.
You live in a house, like a house?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yep. I reside in Chandler,
you have horses?
in my neighborhood since 200004. I love it.
Do you have any horses on the ranch out there?
I don't, because I'm not up there managing it. So, yeah, that's another.
It's only so many hours in the day, I'll tell you.
Exactly.
Well, you started out in 5 miles from where you ended up. It's amazing. What is your absolute favorite thing to do? The film production, the business, the ranch life, the charitable stuff? Or is it just all, if you had your druthers, you just keep doing a mishmash of everything, or what?
Yeah, I have many loves and many things I've got my hands in. The two biggest would be being here at CertaPro Painters, working with nonprofits and charities. By far, that is absolutely number one. When you see the faces and the pride that goes on with that. Close second, I will tell you, I did have one of the best weeks of my life during AFC, because American Film Convention is my love. That's the hub for everyone I'm trying to assist with or support or anything. Anyone in the independent film market, we were able to give a safe haven of networking. A lot of business was done, but doing that and also creating a film on something I'm passionate about. So it all kind of intertwines
Uh-huh.
together.
Uh-huh.
It is it's a practice of providing goodwill to different places. You
Uh-huh.
can take anything you're doing and make it good for someone else
Uh-huh.
or supportive of someone else, and
Mm,
that's basically what I'm trying to create this
yes.
little
I have.
empire on doing, because I am have no children.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I want to create something to give away to the masses, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Sounds great. And what is your latest film project that is about to come out or recently released, or can you mention anything like that that you've produced or?
Well, yeah, this was another fun one on the streaming channels. I actually, after my mom and I did that, we actually started executive producing together. So
Oh,
we got to form a totally new, different relationship.
is your
Woman
mom
in the
Demar
Maze.
Productions? Is that your
What's that?
mom, Demar? Is your mom involved with
Darmar?
Demar, or
No,
is that?
that's Martina Webster, who owns the Sholo
Okay.
Film Festival and the producer of #Bless, the Christmas movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I was like thinking, oh, his
yeah.
mom.
So, Woman in the Maze,
Oh,
my
that was a
mom and
good.
I, that was good. That was a movie by Mitesh Patel, who also
Uh-huh.
is the CEO of American Film Convention.
Now, is that running now on a streaming service or?
It is Tubi. Yeah, Tubi. #Bless the movie is the
Uh-huh.
Christmas movie
Uh-huh.
that's coming up. You know, for people to see, and then Woman in the Maze.
Uh-huh.
My mom and I both got to act in that as
That's
well,
right.
and we were on set the same day. Everything
Mm,
came together. It was really neat.
that's cool. That is fun. And on top of everything else, he's been sober for 14 years.
14 years,
And
yeah,
he
and
said, when I was researching all this, he said after he obtained sobriety, that's when all this positive stuff came in, which is quite remarkable considering how many pots you've got going at once, I must say. You're definitely not a one man band. You've got the charity work, you've got filmmaking, you've got the business, you've got the, the ranch, it's just, I would be so, it's a lot. But how did that transition? Did you have like a hit rock bottom, or tell me more about that as much as you're comfortable, of course.
yeah, absolutely. Very open about it, Joy. I help a lot of recovering alcoholics
Mm-hmm.
since basically exposing myself as a recovering alcoholic probably 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and working with them. My life had become unmanageable.
Mm.
Very functioning,
Mm.
life had become unmanageable.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a good 8 years of
Mm.
relapsing and
Mm.
whatever goes into that.
That's hard
And
work.
at
It's hard work.
5:36 in the afternoon, which my watches are all set to, I woke up in a hospital from a withdrawal seizure, my last withdrawal seizure out of five.
Wow.
And that was the moment. It was 5:36 in the afternoon when I looked up at the clock, and that was the last drink. July 10th, 2010.
Uh-huh.
And from there, we started gaining life back. It took a good year
Mm.
to get back in. So
Mm-hmm.
2011, 2012 was my big year coming out. And when you're a recovering alcoholic, you, I'm sober today. That means I give back today.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's what the program is.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is about give back. And
Mm-hmm.
that was the big shift
Uh-huh.
back in 2000. Once I got past the fuzz,
Yeah.
of the head,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was a big shift. And 2012 was a big year to start that.
Yeah. Now, did you go through treatment center or triple or AA, or was it friends or religious thing? What was your main form of the treatment though? Was it on your own?
Yeah, I definitely needed assistance
Mm-hmm.
from a couple different centers over
Mm-hmm.
those years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I had my last withdrawal seizure, which is basically I had alcohol running through my body all the
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
When that's depleted, that's when the seizures come in.
Um, well, you said you were
AA
a
is
high functioning alcoholic. Considering it
tremendous.
sounds like how what a strong effect it had on your body, that's pretty amazing that you were able to still function at a high level.
Yeah, it was that deep. And I'm trying to recount, some of those memories. Obviously,
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
suppressed a lot and
yeah.
don't remember a lot of it.
Uh-huh.
But um, since then, I was 37 and a half. I got a
Mm,
new life at 37
yeah.
and a half.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with drinking. It's just I
Yeah.
can't drink. You can
Yeah.
drink, no
I
problem.
don't.
I
I
couldn't,
don't. I mean, I'll have a beer once in a blue moon.
Yeah,
It's like
but I
it's
have
kind of
no.
for me, one's not enough and two's too many, and like just don't have the first one. I'd much rather have a nice, a glass of pineapple juice or just a
Yeah,
nice sparkling water or just have a glass of water. That's the healthiest thing you
yeah,
can drink, and you're
yeah,
going to feel better. You're going to look better. I mean, I'm 69 years old, so I don't have the liberty to, indulge in things like we used to, But that's amazing. Um, so basically, after going through all this, you started to get involved with the other things and all that, and or were you able to kind of work? What were you working at while you were in the alcoholic phase? Did you have a job, or what? What were you doing?
yeah. I struggled in and out
Uh huh.
like most,
Yeah.
alcoholics. It was interesting. I did take a job that I had a very big interest in. Had to leave it to get sober,
Yeah.
which
That's
is
tough.
fine, but it was a good stepping stone to what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I wouldn't give one day back, as
Mm-hmm.
horrible as the years were, and the way I was in a mental prison. I felt
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's what it was like living with it back
Mm-hmm.
then. And once that ended, a tremendous relief, almost an unblocking.
Mm-hmm.
Until I
Did you
took
have
some
any
lead.
spiritual aspect? I mean, are you a religious person at all? Or
Oh yeah, this is the fun part. So AA was a very very big part of this.
uh huh.
But there's all kinds of things you can bring in. In
Uh huh.
2022, I took some leadership, personal leadership
Uh huh.
retreats,
Uh huh.
and then men's leadership. So
Uh
one
huh.
internal focused, one external focused,
Cool.
and uh, that that's 2.5 years ago that happened. That brought in. I am religious. I have a
Mm-hmm.
higher power that I call it my higher power.
Mm-hmm.
From the recovering alcoholic.
Sure. Yeah.
So to me, it's moved into all encompassing higher
Mm,
power, which the
that's awesome.
spirituality is actually a big part, and positive thinking,
Mm,
positive manifestation.
mm-hmm.
These are all big things that I was able to learn. And
Mm-hmm.
so specifically since I left there in the last 2.5 years, things have really exploded because I have a different outlook on everything. I
Mm,
also knew how I was showing up. I may have been
mm,
recovering
mm-hmm.
and everything's peachy, but I still wasn't showing up how I wanted to show up. I
Mm,
found that programming.
mm-hmm.
I've been working on it for 2.5 years, and it is a mental grind every day if you're doing the work.
Mm.
hmm
It is a tough.
So a combination of all of it. I
Yeah.
really don't think you just have one avenue for this type of thing. When
Yeah.
you get into meditation,
Mm,
yoga nidra, things like that, sound bath, sound healing, those things I all do now. And those are really the best points of my week because I get that time to really concentrate and reflect here.
mm-hmm. You sound like a very evolved person, Jeff.
We're
You really
trying.
are. You're impressive because not only do you have all these things you do in the world, but you also have this amazing spiritual side. You've battled your dragons and defeated them, and you're just a super guy. I got to tell you. I mean, I was so happy to get you on the podcast. I thought,
Thank you
oh,
so
he
much,
probably won't
Joy.
do it. I'm like, wait a minute, he's a nice guy. We're texting back and forth on Instagram, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, this is what you're supposed to do. I'm also spiritual. I'm a Christian Scientist, although I go to doctors if I break my leg or something like that. But it's similar than that. If you can get any glimpse or just a one moment of time of seeing God's power, boom, your life will change. And there's things that happen, like just last night. I don't know if we weren't going to talk politics, but we are. Trump won for the second term, and I finally realized God is governing. God is in control. Now, Trump is got obviously his issues. You may like him, you might hate him, but it's not him that's really going to be running this country. It's God working through the government, the people that have, become involved with, our administration, so everything will trickle down. And I have to believe that. I'm also fortunate to live in California. So we have these liberties for women and, healthcare, and there's other aspects that I would be loath to be in Texas right now. But God is in control. And that made me, last night I was weeping at 2:30 in the morning. I was in my husband's, talking to him, and I literally was like, just when it had flipped, I started weeping. And I just like, I kind of let it out. I've had to kind of let it go. And then I thought, okay, you've got to it's time to kind of move on. I got busy with some paperwork and some things setting up, the things I had to do for the next day. And I was like able to say, okay, that happened. We survived 1 4-year term. Who knows? And then the funny thing is, the stock market goes through the roof. I'm like, so, you never know what's going to manifest. I'm hoping for the best. It wouldn't have been my wish to have him there. I put something on Facebook, which is kind of in the middle of, it was like, I cannot believe it was something that was to the effect of that people would rather vote for a complete, scoundrel of the lowest order than a woman who's bright, competent, accomplished. And I'm like, okay, you got to let this go. So then I put a picture of our puppy wearing a little raincoat. I said, to cheer you up, and you can see that post. It's to cheer you up. Here's a puppy of my dog in his raincoat, and he's so cute. And it's like, you kind of have to do that. If you stay in that thing that, okay, I'm locked into this, I can't stay. What's that going to get you? And also become more involved in speaking up. I mean, if there's political things that are going on and you don't like, get involved. Write to your senator, write to your congressperson, run for office yourself. There's people that have run on local levels that turn out to be great politicians. It doesn't do good to kind of just bewail the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. You've got to fight back. That's the bottom line. You've got to say, okay, this is what's happening, and take steps to deal with it. But Jeffrey, we're getting to the point where you have to take off soon, and I have to take off soon. But is there anything that you want to say or add, or that we've missed, or you want to focus on? Please take a minute.
Yeah, actually, it's something you just said. When we come up against times like last night, no matter what side you're on,
yeah.
Other things in our life that come up that are tense situations and things like that. I will tell you, last night was the first practice that I did exactly what you said. Let go, let God, whatever you say, religious, spiritual, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Let go. And I talk to, recovering alcoholics about that too. We need to be, and we're not guiding any of this. I have come to that conclusion. And so what typically could have been a very stressful evening for me, or any situation that comes up, I'm going to just be.
It's almost a Buddhist thing, which I think Mary Baker Eddy, the founder of Christian Science, pulled in a lot of Buddhists. A lot of meditation has that Buddhist, which is like, it is, but don't take it on. Don't detachment, a little bit of detachment. It's like, just kind of watch the parade go by, but you don't have to be in there banging the drum and sweating and screaming. You kind of just, that's interesting. Trump got reelected.
Observing, right?
Yeah.
You observe.
A little bit of detachment, and also a little bit of humor helps. Thank God for 100%. People like comedians and people that just have a naturally ebullient sense of humor. Thank God. I mean, I've gotten through some real tough. Somebody was flaming me on the internet one time, and I said, "Oh, don't hold back. Let me know how you really feel." And they disappeared. It was like a little bit of humor. They were gone. I was like, oh. I also learned to, you have to sometimes turn off comments and all that stuff. But I've never, as much as I put myself out there, now watch, I'll get a nasty email. I've never gotten like somebody saying, "Oh, you are completely." It's like, I don't even think they care. I don't know, maybe I'm just under the radar enough, but I put my email, it's on the website. If you want to make a comment, good or bad, you definitely welcome to it. The funny thing is, I have to have a very high achieving family, and they're a little tough, you know. So I'm like, okay. I happen to be a mentor. I'm a graduate of UCLA, and I have to pick up a couple mentor students. It's so much fun. I love it. And my husband, last night, we had a big fight. He's like, well, I don't even know if you're qualified. I'm like, what? That's like a put down to me. So I said, honey, you have a different idea in your mind for mentor. It's a mentor in the UCLA program that they have, which is great. It's a 1-year thing for the school year. You're expected to meet with your student once a month, either online or in person. And then after that, you can have a lifelong friendship. But it's just somebody to kind of help either with the transition to a change in a career and major focus, or maybe you just graduated, or maybe you just need someone to talk to. We've all gotten so isolated after pandemic. So I'm like, that seems like a good thing for me to do. And I'm happy to do it if I was terrible at it, no one would have signed up, but I had 2 people sign up, and now I have to that's all I have time for, So he was like, meh. And I said, you have a different idea of mentorship. A mentor in this situation it's more like, hey, once a month we get together and craft. And I've had very good feedback from my students. So it's a win-win thing. Whether or not I'd be in their lives 30 years from, probably not, but that's okay. So there's mentors and there's mentors, I guess is what you have to say. Anyway,
well, as a mentor, Joy, I always recommend, I just say, get out and serve your community.
Yeah.
The most beautiful thing of where you grab positivity is give to others. It doesn't matter where. It could be anywhere. But engage your cities, engage your nonprofits. They need help. All of these, everyone needs help right now. Yeah, get out. Don't be sitting behind the computer. Get out and see what's going on is what I always recommend. And
it's true, because the more you give, the more you get back. I mean, this podcast is just taken off. It's like, I have people, I could do podcasts every day and I still wouldn't have all the time. So, by saying, okay, let's focus on someone else's life. And it's just been really wonderful. I've been having so much fun with it, but we do really have to stop. Anyway, to wrap up here, this has been Jeff Reynolds, who is a producer, mentor, coach, angel investor, big time filmmaker and producer in Arizona there. If you want more information, the best web information about you was under the film festival that he got involved with, showlowfilmfestival.com. Then you go /Jeff Reynolds, and there's a nice bio on there for you. Showlowfilmfestival.com /Jeff Reynolds. There's a nice bio on there. And then for the Instagram, you can go to jeff.reynolds.producer. He's got a nice Instagram on there. If there's any interest in, following up, you can find his email and contact information that way. Just to wrap up, anything else? You're good?
I'm wonderful, Joy. This has been great. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your audience. We got to wrap up. I'm at joybennett.com. I'm a published writer. I have writing projects you can look at online. And for the podcast here, it's awordwithjoy.com. And they're links. So if you forget, just go to joybennett.com. There's my email on there. I have, welcome your comments. Tell people about it. Like and share and all that stuff, so we get a nice size audience. And thank you so much, Jeff, for being here. It has been a delight. I could talk to you all night. I could. But we have to get you out of here. He's got an engagement he has to go to. But thank you. And keep on shining. You too. Appreciate you.
Thank you.